Órale, Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. All right, man. Good news for a lot of you, bad news for me. All right. I've been waiting for this time of year. I mean, I haven't been like at the edge of my seat waiting for this, right? But look, I'm one of those guys that wanted Smackdown to go back to 2 hours. So we were waiting to see what was going to happen at the end of May. That was supposed to be the last 3 hour showing of SmackDown. And come to find out, no, actually it's not. It's actually going to continue. We are going to continue with 3 hours of SmackDown. The way they word it is for the foreseeable future, probably to the fall. I think it goes the rest of the year, at least. And I think, honestly, it probably stays like that. I really don't see why they will go ahead and scale back 1 hour. If they're not sticking with it now, and that's one of the things that's a little bit frustrating. When I was talking about on the other video how it's a new era for the WWE, right? It's the TKO era. I know a lot of people call it the Triple H era, but it's the TKO era / Triple H. But it's a new era where they're just kind of trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? Like, here we are with SmackDown. It goes to 3 hours, right? And Raw, it's now on Netflix. And is it still a 3 hour show? Can be, also cannot be. Honestly, Raw has pretty much stayed somewhere around the line of like 2.5 hours, which is fine for me. The announcement of WrestleMania, hey, it's going to New Orleans. Then a few months later, it's like, oh wait, no, it's not going to New Orleans. Like, just a lot of all these PLDs being, smashed in together, and Worlds Collide, followed by Money in the Bank on the same day, and just like all this stuff just being crammed together. It just seems like, I don't know, man. They're really trying to do something new at the same time doing too much. And for me, I wanted SmackDown to be 2 hours. I didn't mind a 3 hour Monday Night Raw. Now, for some of you, you might say, like, well, what's the difference, man? Okay, if you got a 3 hour Monday Night Raw, which it hasn't been 3 hours for a while now, what's wrong with having a SmackDown 3 hours? Well, it's different because the day of the week it lands on. All right, Friday, it's different. Friday's Friday, man. Friday is a different day than Monday. All right, Monday, the week begins. For most people, that is. And it's not like, when you hit Friday, it's like, all right, cool, the weekend is here. All right, let me go ahead and check out a little bit of wrestling. Now you're going to overload me with 3 hours. It just wasn't working for me personally. Like I said, I know some of you guys are happy because there's been quite a few people that said they enjoyed 3 hours of SmackDown, which is fine. I personally didn't like it. And I don't think it's going back. I don't. USA Network doesn't really do too much. They used to show a lot of movies. Now it seems like they just show a lot of Law and Order and that Chicago Fire show, whatever it's called. And I know there's some dudes that like that stuff, but for the most part, chicks really love those shows. Every girl I've come across, man, they're like really SVU fans, and that Chicago Fire, whatever show. But I don't see why they would scale back. Honestly, I don't see why they would take 1 hour away, unless Triple H really wants to scale back. I don't know I don't know whose decision it is. I don't know if it's TKO. I don't know if it's Triple H. I'm not really sure. I'm sure Triple H can make the recommendation. if it's not his choice. But here we are now. Again, the rumor that, well, at least till the fall. Well, yeah, at least. I don't think it's going back to 2 hours. I think 3 hours is here to stay from here on out. And I don't like it, but oh well. I'll deal with it. But what's your guys' thoughts, man? Because they pretty much waited. They pretty much waited all the way to the finish line to say, like, you know what? We're just going to keep it 3 hours. At least for the foreseeable future, which is the fall. And even then, we'll see. But if I had to guess, it's going to stay 3 hours. What else is USA Network doing on a Friday evening? I don't think they could throw anything else on. Movies don't really work anymore with all the streaming platforms that you could just go ahead and check out a movie without any commercial. I mean, this isn't back in the day, man. This isn't the 80s. This isn't the 90s when, like, TNT used to have weekend of I remember the promos of, like, hey, movies for guys who like movies, and it would have, like, Van Damme throwing a kick and Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris and Sylvester Stallone. I mean, that stuff doesn't really work too much anymore. With all the streaming platforms, it's like, well, let me just go ahead and throw that movie on with 0 interruptions. So, yeah, man, Smackdown, 3 hours, at least till the fall, but I say it's here to stay. What's your guys' thoughts? Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab, shout out to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.